people, welcome to my channel. My name is Georgia, for those of you who are new. And to my regular subscribers, welcome back. So, we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage DC. As you guys know, this is the newest installment to the franchise of Love and Marriage. We have Love and Marriage Huntsville. I also do reviews on that. I'll put the playlist right below for season 4. And we are starting out with Love and Marriage DC season 1 episode 1. So if you guys don't already know, this show is executive produced by Carlos King, who also does Love and Marriage Huntsville, and a few other shows. Bell Collective, which Carlos, we need to know what's going on with Bell Collective. We've been asking and you're not saying anything. We need to know if it's coming back or not. And Carlos also has a podcast called Reality with the King. And there is another show on OWN Network that he just started that is called Recap with Carlos. It usually comes on after Love and Marriage DC. It just started as well. So if I got the name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm going to also do a review on that as well. But we are going to start off with the review of Love and Marriage DC season 1 episode 1. And the only familiar face that I have in the show to reference to is Monique Samuels. If you don't already know, Monique was also on The Real Housewives of Potomac, and I believe 2 seasons ago she abruptly left the show, and I think she made a great choice in doing so. I also reviewed that show as well. As you can tell, guys, I like reality TV, and I review some of them, not all, because I can't relate to some of these, so therefore I don't. So let's get into this. So if I give you some not so true information, it's because I'm still learning all these people, you know, the cast and whatever, a little bit about them. I'm just going based on what I see on the show. I really do need to do a little bit more research on social media to get to know some of these couples a little bit more. So we have 3 couples. Oh, first of all, the title of this episode is called Welcome to the Chocolate City, and it's based around these couples who live in the DMV, which is the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. So Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, DMV. That's how it comes about. And it's centered around 3 couples, and of course we have friends of the show as well. So the show started off with Monique. We see her entering Kendra Scott beauty store, and she's getting ready for a pop-up show. If you guys don't know, Monique has a line called Mila Eve's Essentials, and she also has Not for Lazy Moms podcast. So Mila Eve's Essential usually surrounds, I believe it's healing oils and stuff that she does, everything having to do with aromatherapy. So that's what Monique is actually promoting at this event. So we see she goes in, she's setting up for the event, and we see the ladies arriving one by one. And I'm referencing to my notes because, you know, you got to keep notes on stuff. And then we first see, I believe it was Ashley who arrives. And within the first 10 minutes, I could tell that Ashley is going to be the firecracker of this show because, all right, we already see it happening. And then we get to learn a little bit about Ashley, and we found out that she has a podcast called what is it? Fun Mom podcast. She also has a brand called Fashion Ashton, which is related around her daughter who's 9. So she does fashion for kids, and she's also a writer. She's in the middle of writing a book, but we'll get more into her a little bit later. Then we see Irena arrive. Irena tells us that she has 3 successful businesses. They really didn't pinpoint on each one right now, but I'm sure we'll learn more down the line. And I'm like, where do I know this lady from and the couple? Because as I was watching the previews and stuff, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, she told us she's TikTok famous. Her and her husband Jamie, and yes, they're really famous on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, get on it. even if it's just to watch some videos, because I'm telling you, once you watch videos in TikTok, it just brightens up your whole mood. You could be having a rough day, you just start watching and it brightens up your mood, and you seem to get stuck on it. You start watching one video, before you know it, hours later you're still sitting on it. So if you don't have a TikTok account, sign up and get one. Trust me, you'll like it. So we see Irena arrives, and they're greeting each other or whatever, and then we get into the event now. So with her even talking about her essential lives, Monique also introduces us to a lady called Winter Williams. And I wasn't sure who she was, but we come to find out that she is a relationship specialist. She tells us that she has her MBA, and you must know that because she worked hard for it. And yes, of course, yes, let people know that you do have your degrees, because going to college and getting them degrees, yeah, it takes time, money, energy, and yes, you will know that I have it. So when you become a PhD, let us know that as well, Winter. So Winter tells us that she's a mom of 4. She goes up on the stage. Monique introduces us, let us know that she's known her 16 years because her ex-husband and Monique's husband played for the Washington Redskins at the same time. So that's how they made the connection. So Winter tells us that she's a mom of 4, and she had those kids with her first husband, and also that there was infidelity in the marriage between the husband and the nanny, and the nanny had one child with the woman. She forgave him and kept it going, and he had a second child with the woman. So the ladies in the audience are like, oh my God, what? Maybe she shouldn't tell us that or whatever. But she says she doesn't because she cares. She's putting it out there because her job as a relationship expert, she needs to let it be known what she's been through. So she gave her little speech or whatever, and then all the ladies gathered together. Apparently they all know each other from the circle of the Washington circle, so they got together and they were talking in the lobby and stuff. So Irena now is letting us know that her and Jamie are about to celebrate 26-year anniversary, so she's inviting everyone to the party. And Ashley is giving Irena tips on how to keep her marriage spicy. And Irena's like, girl, I've been married 26 years. If you think I haven't done everything that you suggested, I don't know what you think this is. So they had a little fun with that at the time. So now, okay, the party's over. Everybody goes home. And then we have Chris and Monique now getting into it. Now we're getting to knowing the couple. So if you don't know them from the other show, as Monique called it, which is The Real Housewife of Potomac, she is giving you her history and Chris's history and so. But like I said, I'll watch that show. I remember when Monique came, her and her husband, and they were good to watch. And I really thought Chris was a quiet guy on Real Housewives of Potomac, because as you know, the shows, those Bravo shows, based on the name Real Housewife, is circled around the wives. So if the husbands want to come in and be part of it, they can, but it's all about the wives and stuff like that. But yes, so she goes in and she tells us about their dynamic and stuff like that. And then we see that Chris is working out with his trainer. And Monique goes over there and she's bugging him. She's like, yeah, you need to work out because you be talking about your back hurting and stuff like that, but you won't work out. And I'm like, in my mind, Monique, leave the man alone. Let him concentrate on working out. Because as you know, when you're in the gym, you just want to be focused and you don't need nobody in your ear, even though they do have people in the gym who does that. And it's annoying as hell. So Chris was like, I think your phone is ringing. You have some more orders to go fill, because she runs the business out of her home. So he's like, your phone is ringing. Go pack some orders and something. And her trainer is like, yeah, your phone is over there ringing. Monica's like, y'all kicking me out and stuff. So that was that. So after the workout now, Chris and Monique is sitting and they're talking about, just marriage at the party the night before and getting, invited to the anniversary party. And they want some tips on how Jamie and Irena is able to keep their marriage so spicy for a long time. Monique says she tried to pull some information out of Irena as far as, helping their marriage. Monique and Chris has been married 10 years and she wants them to be married longer. So she needs some tips on what to do. So Chris was like, well, they're keeping their lips tight. They're not telling us nothing. And Monique is like, usually when people don't talk about their marriages because they have something to hide or something to that effect, she said. But we caught that shade, Monique. So they talked about that for a while. She's like, when we do get to this party, I'm going to try and bring it up again because I do want to know you know, how they keep their marriage going so long. So now we leave them there, and we now go and we visit Irena and Jamie at home. So we're getting to learn that family dynamic. So we find out again, Irena has 3 businesses that she runs. We find out that Jamie has a entertainment business. He's like J&J Entertainment. He's like, if you haven't been to a J&J party, you haven't been to a party. Well, I guess I haven't been to a party because I haven't been to a J&J party. Well, I guess it's big in the Washington scene, but he said it's a national company. They travel all around the country and throw parties. So, I've never heard of that party or event planning space, but I'm sure they're doing well because, you know, they have the business going. So we find out that Irena's mother moved in with them a few years ago, and they love having her. They see her in the kitchen cooking. They call her Mama T, and Irena yells out she wants to know when lunch is gonna be ready. Mama T give her the eye. You just see her roll her eyes like, bro, you know, wait, don't be checking me or whatever. So we know Mama T is spicy. She haven't said anything yet, but we know it's coming. She has the looks. You know, some parents who don't say nothing, they're watching everything. They don't want to get involved because this is their child's life. But girl, I'm right here if you need me. That's Mama T. Not like Miss Wanda in Love and Marriage Huntsville, who's into everything. She's into everything. But hey, we're going to get to know them more. Like I said, this is the first episode. There's a lot more to go. And I'm sure there's other franchises to come regarding the Love and Marriage franchise. All right, so back to Irena and Jamie. We also get to see and meet their son, Jason, who is visually impaired. And Irena asked him, you're coming to the anniversary party. I got you a fly outfit for you to wear. I got you a mink coat and a nice suit, so you're going to be looking fly up at the party. And I believe he said I was born fly or something like that. But that was nice to see. He has a sense of humor. And one thing about Jamie, he got some strong ass jeans. Both his boys look just like him. I'm like, where is Irena in these kids? They all look like Jamie. All right. So then Jamie now comes down from upstairs, and they're finally eating lunch or dinner or whatever it is, and they're talking about the party, and Irena brings up the fact that little Jamie, who is their firstborn, they don't have a really good relationship with him at this point because he and his father seems to clash, and they've been clashing since he was a teenager. So she is hoping that he will show up to the party and that the relationship and the bond could be stronger. That's nothing new to us. I know there are families who do have children who tend to go down the wrong path, as we find out that is what little Jamie is doing, and his father is giving him tough love and he's not about to have it, so therefore I'm not going to be in your house. I don't have to have a relationship with you. And you always see later on the line, those kids, they turn around and come right back to their parents' love and then apologize because they realize later on that, yeah, what their parents was teaching them was for their own good. So hopefully little Jamie will get it sooner than later, because according to his dad, the path that he's going down is not the right one, and he just wants to put him back. And he said that was his upbringing as well. His father showed him tough love as well, and he turned out to be a decent guy, a successful guy, stayed out of trouble, and now he has a family that he's taking care of, and they just want the best for him. So they're not gonna let the streets take him, which is what tends to happen to our people most of the time. So I agree with Jamie. Stay on his ass. Do not ignore what he's doing. Let him know that, listen, it's not right what's going on. You need to live your better life. I don't care how old you are. You're still my son. And that's how it's going to be. So, all right. They talk about the party, and his Irena said that little Jamie is supposed to be coming to the party, and Dad is like, all right, we'll see what happened. I mean, he's made promises to us before that he hasn't fulfilled, so let's just see just how true this is gonna be. All right, so we leave them there, and then we're getting to know Ashley, the third couple. Now we're getting to know Ashley and Quick, and we find out that Ashley she has also multiple businesses, but she's finding that because her husband's schedule is so full that, you know, she's spending most of the time with the kids. She has to put whatever she has going on the back burner to focus on the kids. They have 2 kids, age 14 and 9. And Quick is a DJ. He's a national radio host and a well-known DJ. So he said his schedule will fill. As well as being on the radio, he also travels and also does events. So I'm guessing most of the weekends he's gone and stuff like that. But he says he does not want to work that much. He wish he could be home more, but his work does not allow it. And he's trying to find a balance between working and being home with family. So he's working on it. His wife Ashley's getting impatient because she's like, it's been years and you can't keep going like this. And she is right. If he keeps putting too much on himself, he's just eventually going to crash. So he needs to figure out a balance somehow. But when you're a well-known DJ, they want you everywhere. You bring in the crowd. People are coming when you're partying. So therefore, you got to go. So I imagine that at some point, or if they haven't already, DJ Quick and Jamie has worked together because they're in the same circle, same type of business. So I'm guessing they come around and they know each other from there. A little bit more about Ashley and Quick. They've been married for 13 years. Like I said, they have 2 kids. She has a podcast called Fun Mom, and she has a kids fashion line called Fashion Ashton, and she is in the process of writing a book. And like she tells us, she says she feels like she's slowly fading away and just becoming DJ Quick's wife, and Ashley and I forget their son's name, just becoming their mom. So she's turning into a housewife, and she doesn't want that because she does have aspirations of her own, which she has put on hold for a while, and she wants her husband to step up more and take some of the burden off of her while she will be able to focus on her a little bit. But one thing that Ashley should know is that these kids are getting older. They're at the age where they're kind of self-sufficient. I mean, one is 9, one is 14. Pretty soon they'll be hanging out with friends, and then you're going to be saying how you're lonely or whatever. But I understand where you're coming from when you're saying that you want to be able to do your own stuff as well. All right, so we leave that couple, and now we're meeting up with Irina and little Jamie. They're going car shopping. So they go to a car lot, and he's looking at a car to buy, and the salesman come over, and Jamie asks him, so what car you see me in? The man says this one, which is the car that he already picked out. So he wasn't any help at all. But Irina takes the opportunity to talk to little Jamie. She's like, listen, your dad and I were talking about you at the dinner table yesterday, and we were saying how that we worry about you because, as we all know, as a black man in America, it seems to be that there's a target on our backs, or on black men's backs, I should say. Women too as well, because you see what's been going on lately with everything. And she's like, we worry that, one day we'll get a phone call that something happened to you. And she's like, you're out here with the wrong crowd. We get to find out he's abusing marijuana. He likes to smoke, which is not the proper way to ingest it anyway. If you do your research, you would know that the drinking it in a tea is better than smoking it, because when you do light it and smoke it, it releases some toxins that mess up your brain. So, and you can have it, smoke it, but if you abuse it, which is daily, that he was saying, that it just leaves you worthless. Like, what's the point? You want to be high constantly. How are you going to function in society when your whole day is spent with you smoking and getting high? What can you do at that point? So now that it's legal, it just seems like everybody is just outside with it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. We're gonna digress. So not to get into that, they need to calm down with this. I honestly do not think that they should have made it legal, and the only reason they did that was for monetary reasons, as we all know. My camera is shaking a little bit. I'll try my best not to touch the table as much. So back to the car buying. So Irina says to little Jamie, and she starts crying, and of course it made me tear up and sad because you could relate what she's saying to someone in your family, whether it be your child, brother, somebody in your family. You could relate that worry too. So he looked a little bit nervous. It looked like she kind of got through to him, because you could see that he realized what he was doing was affecting his mom. So all right, they did that talk, and then she took him he took her, I should say, for a quick ride in the car that he was considering buying. All right, so now we have the day of the big event, the anniversary party. Irena and Jamie's and the 26th anniversary party. Everybody comes, and they're coming one by one. One of the first people to arrive was Winter, and then we have Chris and Monique come behind them, and then Chris asks Winter, says like, so where's your husband? I forgot, I think his name is Kevin. Yeah. She's like, where's Kevin? She's like, gone. Well, wait a minute. And then she goes in the confessional and she tells us Kevin is her second husband. And after they got married, she found out some things about him. She confronted him about it, and he moved back to his mother's basement. But then Monique is like, ain't he like 60 years old or something? And she was like, yeah, yes. But Monique was like, well, girl, I like your style. You don't put up with nothing. As soon as you find out something's going on and you not with it, you let him know. Bye. So that was Winter telling us her husband has been gone, and he's been gone for 6 months. So now we have more of the guests arrive. We have Ashley and Quick arrive, and they're talking about how Quick works. She's still talking about how Quick's work too much, and she need him to cut down the schedule and be more at home for them. Then we have the party. We have Irena and Jamie arrive. We have the party. Who the party is for? Who the party is for arrive. Jamie and Irena arrive. And we see them coming in. Monique is admiring the way they're coordinating. She just love, like she says. She's like, 26 years and they're here and they're still having fun. That's what I want for me and Chris. She's like, they're coordinating, they're looking good. We see Irena's son. Like I said, I'm stumbling because this is the first day. We see Irena's son, what's his name? Jason, I believe. Jason in his mink or whatever, and he's being escorted by somebody. Everybody looking good. And then Jamie, after he sits down and they're talking for a little while, he says out straight he hopes that his son arrived, that little JJ arrive, and he does come with his girlfriend or a friend or whatever. And then he and his dad, had a heart to heart talk. Jamie tells him, listen, I'm hard on you because I love you, which is more young men need to hear that. More people need to hear, Dad loves you, and the reason I'm hard on you is because I want to make sure that you do good. And he tells him, the reason I'm hard on you is because my dad was hard on me and stuff. And then little JJ was, but I'm grown, but I do understand what you're saying, and I love you, Dad, and I want to hear you. I would like for you to tell me that more often, that you care and that you love me. So that was nice because they hadn't spoken to each other for 6 months before the party. So it was good to see them come together and have that heart to heart. And I'm sure Irena, that made her heart happy because, as you know, moms love their boys and they want to see them be okay. So at the party now, I think that was it for the party. They went on to have a good time at the party. And then the next scene, which I believe is the last scene, yep, we have Chris and Monique in their kitchen having breakfast, and they're talking about the party the night before, about how much fun they have, how much fun it was to just get out and see friends and stuff like that. And then we find out about a list. So apparently Chris has been seeing a therapist, or they've been seeing a marriage counselor. I'm not sure exactly who Terry is. Monique mentioned the little person's name, Terry. I think she and Chris see Terry separately, but there was a point where they needed to come together. I think it's a marriage counselor. At one point, they needed to come together and see Terry together, so she gave them homework. And Chris was supposed to create a list, and the producer asked, what list is this? So Chris said it's a list basically defining who I am, what I want out of life, what makes me happy, what are my aspirations, and so on and so forth. Because as we know, Chris is a retired football player. So for years, that's what his whole world was about. That's what Monique's whole world was about, just making sure that he was doing well and his career was doing well. But now that he's retired, she wants to know what he wants to do going forward. So she says that he will get excited to a point, but then he will just get into a rut. And it's been going on for a while and she's just tired of it. We all know that she has her business going. She has her mommy podcast going and stuff like that. So she wants to know what Chris wants to do. So, just give him a chance. Let him chill for a minute, Monique. It'll come to him. Then she's like, okay, we get to the space where, we will start talking about it, and then you will just push it away and don't talk about it anymore. That's what your family does. And I'm like, whoa, Monique, we don't do that. We don't go in and mess with the family, because we all know, Monique, that Chris's mama don't like you from what we saw in the Real Housewives of Potomac, where Chris mama was like, you see me get that heifer together? I'm like, yeah, they had a little clash and they weren't talking for a while, but eventually they came back together. But now you're gonna put it out there, something about his family, Monique, you need to chill with that. So then Chris automatically, with that statement, shut down. He shut down. You could tell, okay, I don't want to talk about this no more. I want to talk about it in front of camera. And that's the first time I've ever seen him and Monique clash. While they were on the Real Housewives of Potomac, that was not happening. They were a solid couple that moved together, whatever. The only time that we saw them have a little tiff was when it came to his mother, like getting on Monique or whatever. So I don't know, that made me a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe if I didn't know them as a couple, well, I still don't. If I didn't see them as a couple on the Real Housewives of Potomac and see the way they move, then I wouldn't have that thought about it. But I'm like, no, we don't attack families. You keep it within the couple, keep it focused on him, and hold him accountable for what he didn't do. So Monique asked him straight up, why didn't you do the list? Did you feel that it was not important at the time? And he went around about it. And she was like, because that's how I feel, that you didn't think it was important. And honestly, it's important to me. And if it's important to me, I would think you would feel that it was important. So they kept going back and forth regarding that list. So hopefully we will see Chris get that list to Monique and get their lives moving forward. Now, that was the end of the episode. Then they played a trailer or upcoming whatever, and I was surprised to see another familiar face in the video. We see Peter Thomas from Real Housewives of Atlanta. We saw Peter Thomas. As we all know, Peter owns a franchise of lounge as well, Bar One. So he has one in Atlanta. I think he has one in Florida. I think he has another one in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. But he is out there, and as you guys know, he was married to Cynthia Bailey from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we see some upcoming scenes. We find out that little Jamie has gotten in some trouble, and his parents are in the attorney's office. We find out that he may have misdemeanor as well as felony charges coming on him, which is what his father feared that would happen. He would be going down that line. Oh, so these are all things that we could relate to, and that is why I love this show. Like Monique said, while she was on that other show, she was being kept in a box, and you could only do but so much. But Love and Marriage Huntsville is showing it all, and there is something in both shows that we could all relate to, whether it be family issues, whether it be entrepreneurships, whether it be ways to navigate friendships and stuff. So that is why I like watching the show. So going forward, I will definitely be reviewing the rest of these episodes, and I hope you will continue watching. So like I said, guys, please go ahead and thumbs up this video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing more videos. I'll be coming to you a little bit more not so fresh face. I'll be putting on some makeup next time. Forgive me, I just threw on a wig and came on here because I need to get this video out, but we'll do better going forward. And leave a comment if you wish. Let me know if you're looking forward to the season of Love and Marriage DC. Do you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville? Do you know these couples from social media or from other shows or stuff like that? Just let me know, your thoughts and your feelings regarding the show. And as always, be sure to take care of yourselves and your family. Until next time, bye-bye.